We'll be looking at the best leveling specs for Mr. Pandaria, taking into account downtime and the ability to get out of jail free using good cooldowns. The perfect choice for the warrior is Arms. Arms requires less stats in order to maintain our hit cap as we level up to new leveled mobs, and also with sweeping strikes we can have permanent cleave to pull bigger and bigger packs as we move along. The talents I recommend are Juggernaut, our charge every 12 seconds instead of 20, giving us quick movement between mobs. Impending Victory, giving us large heals every time we down a mob. Disrupting Shout, permanent AoE spellcasting interrupt to all mobs around us. Dragon Roar, a powerful ability that can be used on single target as well as AoE. The glyphs I recommend are Glyph of Sweeping Strikes, giving us extra rage while sweeping striking. Glyph of Death from Above, reducing the cooldown of Heroic Leap by 15 seconds and increasing its damage, giving us permanent constant mobility. And Glyph of Gag Order, allowing us an extra interrupt and to pull ranged mobs into our cleave path. The optimal choice for the rogue is combat. Although subtlety can provide similar damage and help on high PvP realms, if you're going for constant sustained damage while leveling, combat is the way to go. Mixing in Blade Flurry for permanent cleave and choosing the right talents, you will have the utmost optimum spec while leveling. Recommended talents are Leeching Poison giving us health back every time we damage with one of our poisoned weapons, and Shadow Step, allowing us to jump from mob to mob with an extremely short cooldown and not costing us any energy in order to do so. The glyphs I recommend are Glyph of Blade Flurry. Our attacks have a 30% higher chance of applying non-lethal poisons while Blade Flurry is active. Glyph of Sprint, increasing our movement speed of sprint by 30% while moving from mob to mob. The mandatory glyph is Glyph of Deadly Momentum. When you land a killing blow on an opponent that yields experience or honor, your Slice and Dice and Recuperate abilities are refreshed to their original duration, allowing us to keep these abilities up 100% of the time while moving around. Prime choice for the Shaman is Enhancement. Enhancement's instant cast heals and near zero downtime give it the edge over Elemental. However, if you have very high Elemental and Resto Shaman gear, Elemental is only slightly behind. The talents I recommend are Astral Shift, reducing our damage by 40% in oh-no situations. Earth Grab Totem, allowing us to flee if we pull too much. Totemic Restoration, should mobs DPS our totems, which can happen, we can get them back very quickly. Elemental Mastery, timing our cooldowns with Wolves to give us our most burst when needed. And Healing Tide Totem, should we need an emergency heal, it's always there to rescue us. The glyphs I recommend are Glyph of Healing Storm. Every application of Maelstrom weapon is increasing our healing bun by 20%. Glyph of Fire Elemental Totem, reducing the cooldown and duration of our Fire Elemental Totem by 40%. And the Glyph of Feral Spirit, increasing the healing done by our Feral Spirit Spirit Hunt by 40%. The Warlock's prime choice is Affliction. Affliction allows us to multi-dob many mobs at the same time while maintaining a huge amount of self-healing on ourselves, reducing downtime to near zero. The talents I recommend are Soul Leech. Our Malefic Grasp, Drain Soul and Haunt spells heal us and our pet for 20% of the damage they deal. Mortal Coil, allowing us to get out of jail and also heal us for 15% of our maximum health. Souling, to share our healing and damage with our demon. Unbound Will, to purge all magical effects or movement impairing effects which cause loss of control of our character. Also Grimoire of Supremacy, buffing the damage of our pet, allowing us easier use of spreading damage around. The glyphs I recommend are Glyph of Soul Swap. Our Soul Swap allows us to leave dots on other targets and multi-dot very effectively. Glyph of Everlasting Affliction, refreshing and extending our Corruption, Bane of Agony rather than resetting it. And the mandatory glyph, Glyph of Nightmares. Our Fellsteed and Dreadsteed can now cross water while leaving a trail of flames. My choice for the mages is Fire. With the changes to Fire, we can have consistent damage regardless of our gear level. The talents I recommend are Scorch, allowing us to cast Scorch while moving, picking up many mobs as we travel around the world. Ice Barrier to prevent huge incoming damage and maintain our spellcasting speed. Frostjaw for an emergency crowd control. Cold Snap for when we really need to get out of jail free. And Living Bomb, enabling us to spread it around. The glyphs I recommend while leveling are Glyph of Evocation, allowing us to heal while evocating. Glyph of Momentum, so our blink carries us in the direction we were travelling. Glyph of Fire Blast, allowing us to spread our Living Bomb among many targets. Glyph of Ritual of Refreshment, and Glyph of Blink, increasing our blink distance by 5 yards.